Hey everybody, welcome to Kimmel's Irish Pub. Time for another movie review. Tonight's movie, Skyfire. I'm a little bit excited. I think it's going to be pretty good. It's about I want to say this right, Taihano Island, basically, but that is a beautiful island that happens to be in the, the Ring of Fire, where all volcanoes are. So the Pacific Rim. Sorry. Anyway, so what happens is this volcano erupts and endangers everybody on the island, and they have to get away free. It's an hour and 36 minutes long, an hour and 37 minutes long, but it's only 5.3 on IMDb. It's in a different language, so you have to read the bottom of it. That kind of takes away from an action film, but it also reminds me of The Wave, which I believe is a Norwegian film about like a tsunami that hits this one town and fight for survival. Really good movie. Check out my review on that one if you're interested. But that's why I'm kind of interested in this one, because I enjoyed that one. Even though when I brought it up at first, I was like, I don't want to watch a foreign film, because I got to read it all. That has really changed, because now Netflix dubs them all, which is great. This isn't on Netflix, so I have to read this one, but still very good. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'll get off my soapbox on foreign films that you have to read, but I'm into it. So sit back, relax. I'll be back in a little bit, let you know if it's worth watching. Stick around. Hey everybody, we're at the credits of Skyfire. Sorry, no check-ins. It was really just non-stop action right from the beginning. The beginning shows, I guess, the origin story of our main character. I don't know how to say her name, so I apologize. But her as a child and what happens with the same volcano that erupts and causes a tragedy in her family and to everybody else who's around it at that time. It happens in the beginning, so whatever happens. Okay, I'm trying not to spoil anything for you, but then we jump a couple years in the future, right? And she is now like a scientist of some sort that looks at these volcanoes and kind of like can twist her, trying to get inside of them to see what's going on, so she can tell when it's going to erupt. And she's got a whole team, and they're all there, and that's great. And so she's got a vendetta against this volcano now, which is interesting. But it jumps right into it. In addition to that, during this leap forward, there was one guy in it I recognized. Last name Isaac, first name, let's see if I can figure it out for you real quick, is Jason. Okay, I think that's how you say his name. I've seen him in other things. There's been a lot of different things. You'll recognize him. He has built like a resort at the base of this volcano. And I was like, I guess the idea is this thing's never going to erupt again for another 100 of years if it ever does. And so the land is probably so cheap that he could build this gorgeous resort on it. And like it's got monorails and, scenic places and stuff like that, it's like, but still, interesting, I would say. I paused it, sorry, unpaused it. So, what I mean, interesting concept. Hey, all the land's cheap, I could go buy this thing and make a ton of money on it. But of course, what's going to happen is this volcano's going to erupt again. Spoiler alert, we already knew that. Right, and it's going to be a fight for survival for everybody involved. So there's a couple of subplots there, the guy at the hotel and his wife and his family, other people who've come, and then her entire team, and what's going on with her. So very exciting, edge of your seat kind of stuff. Fun, even though it's kind of tragic, but fun action. Now, it's not without its flaws. I mean, there's really poor CGI. There's a part where they're lowering them down like a cliff. Just like doing research, and it just looks bad. It's like, oh, you know what I mean? There's parts where they're in the monorail and it's flying around. It's not flying, but you know what I mean? And they're flying through the air like they're on a spaceship. Just things like that were just not as crisp as you would normally like to see them. Of course, you have to realize a lot of this is make-believe and just for fun. So if you can go without that, but there's a lot of that kind of stuff in there. But what it does have in it is another strong female lead who is, bravery, heroism, if that's a word, heroic, the selflessness. And it's funny, the interesting part is, I don't know when you're going to see this review or when I'm even going to release it, but last night I watched Run, Hide, Fight. Totally different movie, but with another heroic, strong female lead in it. And I never really sticks out. It's just funny that I watched two in the same night. So pretty awesome there. But it's really like, not only has she got this vendetta and the scientists and looking after this volcano, but then she gets, into the act of saving people and trying to rescue people rather than, just caring about herself. So really like that aspect of it. I also don't like that I had to read it. It wasn't dubbed. If it was dubbed, I'd enjoy it better, because when you're reading, you can't watch everything. So, I mean, what are they going to do? I don't speak Chinese, so I can't read it, or I can't hear it. So I'm just saying, if it was dubbed, it'd be a little bit better, but you do have to read it, and it takes away a little bit from an action film. But still worth watching for all the flaws in it. You go into it with that mindset, like, look, I'm not going to watch the Avengers with the CGI and this kind of stuff. And there's a lot of unbelievable stuff that happens, of course, but that kind of makes it fun. You go into it like that. This is not based on a true story. It's somebody's imagination, and I thought it was good enough, fun enough to watch. Now, the one thing I will say is I understand the ending and how this person survives, right? So we've got a two-time survivor. The first time, I don't understand. I don't understand how that person survived the first time. As I had said, they show early on in the beginning, when the volcano erupts the first time, right? And we got a reoccurring character that is in the later years of it. And, that reoccurring character somehow survived the first volcanic eruption. And I'm not sure how that happened. That doesn't make sense to me. I didn't miss it. I didn't fall asleep. I don't know. So, I don't know. That's the one mystery to me that I didn't pick up on. So there you go. And I won't go into any more detail. See if you can figure out what I'm talking about. Maybe you have an idea. I don't. But all in all, I thought it was good. I enjoyed it. It was kind of what I expected. And there you go. Hopefully you'll like it. If you like these, I know it's awful to say, like these natural disaster movies, fight for survival, that shows bravery and, heroism, and strong female leads. This is really a good one with the flaws that it has, like I said. And it's a foreign film. So there you go. I don't know what that means, but you just have to read it. Alright, I'm blabbling, but if you know what I'm talking about with the first piece and the reoccurring character, let me know what your thoughts are on how that happened. Don't worry, anybody else, it's not going to spoil it for you. It's right in the beginning. It's not that big of a deal. Alright, that's it. I apologize. Thanks for tuning in. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I appreciate it. And tune in next time. Kimmel's Irish Pub.